Hi everyone, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered bits and pieces of prophecy, and it became the prophetic book of Zion, which outlines everything that we're going through right now in time. And today, I'm starting the 15th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the commentary to the Book of Zion. And it contains the 12th chapter of the Book of Zion, the Book of Prophecy. It's called the Priests of the Lord, and it goes like this. This chapter talks about the duties of the priesthood. It teaches us that getting high is a means by which the gray are contacted. The act of being high is sacred. Those who use drugs answer to a higher calling. The Spirit of the Lord is poured upon us from on high. When we activate our gray receptacles in our brains by getting high, we switch gears and our brain's function increases. But at the same time, our bodies become lethargic. We become hungry for junk food to cope with the increased brain activity. The high itself is like a light switch. You get God. You turn on. You turn yourself off. And you get God. The THC turns on higher brain functions. As long as we are high, we are able to be with the gray. Once you turn on for the first time, you can hear and speak. But you need to be high in order to commune with them. To commune with them is to immerse yourself in them. You feel their purpose, their presence. You sense their emotions. You know their soul. This is what it means to be high. When we get high for the first time, we evolve into our true selves. Humans were always meant to be telepathic. It's what being gray is all about. We become aware of life on an entirely new scale. We feel the oneness of creation. We begin to use our emotions in a new way. We are reborn, in a sense. This new awareness of the energy of life is all around us, changes who we are. We no longer live solely on a physical level. We live immersed in the energy field that is generated by all living things. This awareness binds us to this new reality. We are transformed by our connection to life. The mundane physical world can no longer occupy our minds. We lose interest in the corporeal things like sports and the pursuit of money and toys. We come to see the shallowness of our material world. As our minds expand to feel the energy fields around us, our moods become volatile when we are expected to function on a purely physical level. When you activate the gray brain, you begin to manipulate the energy around you. Every sense is heightened as new senses kick in. We become like children, able to see the wonder and the awe of life. Things begin to happen that are caused by our thoughts. We find what seems like simple truths, but are really communications with our teachers, the gray. We become students of life when we activate our gray anatomy by getting high. Getting high is a calling. Those who find the drugs do so because they are ready to find it. Only people who no longer want to live as a normal human choose to do drugs. The people morally able to change will find themselves getting high. It's a cosmic step up into a higher level of awareness. No one anchored in the physical plane would choose drugs. Only when the spirit is ready will you want to experience the high. Reincarnation is a real thing. The number of souls created on any given planet is a finite number. Those souls live and die over and over again. We evolve from one person into the next. We go from being an amoeba to being a human by steps. Each living thing is on this world is a sentient being. There is an evolution to our souls. Marijuana helps with that. Only the most advanced souls find the key to the human evolution, the high. When souls evolve into the final state of ascension, the negative karma that they have generated through their evolution must play out so that the soul is cleansed of the negative energy. So basically, the last life that we live on the step of the evolution is the worst life of all, as we pay the price of our bad deeds. Only when the soul of of the evolutionary is purely positive can the body awaken to that higher level. Any underdeveloped soul will only find paranoia or a desire to sleep. That's why some people find themselves rejected by the high. They are allergic to it, or they get tired. When the negative soul uses pot, they get paranoid as their overwhelming negativity is truly felt for the first time. The high is a spiritual trial. The, the losers have a bad trip. Those of us who are embraced on high must work out their bad karma, and along the way, figure out the minor imperfections of their soul as they prepare for their duties on high. The refining of the soul is a very painful experience. Karma takes over, and your life becomes a classroom. You go through life lessons that teach you the truth of reality. You begin to understand how life works. You take control of your own reality. You learn to do only what is good. You redeem yourself. This is where my people are spiritually. We have spent our lifetimes working out our bad karma. We have gone through the school of hard knocks. Now some of us are ready to become priests of the Most High God of Israel, the Great. The rest are close enough to figure it out in Zion. So it is time for us to begin to become what we were always meant to be. What little remains of our training will become the curriculum for the priesthood of Zion. Our duties will be to voice the gray, to be their voice. We will connect to a partner who is gray. Together, each pair will work at their profession. Healers will heal, social workers will care for humanity, engineers will build things. They'll build us a new world. Each person will do what they are taught to do. The priests of Zion aren't like religious priests. Although many of my people will work on the spiritual and emotional levels, That is just one um, facet of the interplanetary contact. Our priests will be interpreters more than anything else. We communicate with the gray so that humans can understand their thoughts. That is the true duty of the Zionite priest. It's not about our souls, it's about our ability to communicate with a telepathic race. Our bodies were created by either what we are now, humans, or we can become the gray human, a true hybrid. But we need to ingest the THC in order to do that. This was done to allow our human earthly DNA to mature enough to be able to safely use telepathy. But to safeguard our moral and intellectual growth, we had to remove our gray anatomy that that created the THC. Now we are forever bound to getting high in order to do our jobs. When we began to understand the truth on high, our place in society will change drastically. Soon we will be sought out because we get high. People will give us tithes to smoke pot on their behalf. We will become the elite members of our nation, the humanitarian world leaders. This chapter also talks about the blessings the nations of Israel and Zion will enjoy when the gray once again are guardians and guide us into a better future, a future of peace and plenty. One of the major changes we will make in Zion is to do away with money. When profit no longer motivates society, the basic needs of the people will become the priority. There will be no hunger or homelessness, no need to deprive others of their needs. There will be no money to create want in Zion. The advent of space travel and interplanetary commerce will ensure a brighter future for all of humanity. The Zionites and Israelites in particular will benefit from this new reality. Commerce does not have to involve money. Goods for services works just fine for the gray and the rest of the galaxies for that matter. Barter is the key to trade. Joining the galaxy will be a blessing for all of humanity, as will the end of use money. When the gray become known to us, everyone will be able to sense their presence. Many people will begin to experience visions and dreams, prophetic dreams. People will be drawn to them as to on a spiritual level. There will be an awakening of our gray senses upon the gray's arrival. All who are drawn to the gray will become priests, ministers to humanity. We will be taught to be healers, counselors, prophets, and arbitrators. We will be the new doctors using energy to heal. Our connection to the gray will give us abilities needed to provide assistance in life to all of humanity. It is the calling to be drawn to the gray. We will be called the holy people. We will be given honor for all of our suffering once the humans realize that the governments have forced us to live in want and need, when the gray had the means decades ago to end poverty and war. And that's where I'm going to end for today, for today. And we'll take up next time where I left off. May the gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. And may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your life's work. It'll make you happy. And stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Just keep watching. You'll see. I love you. Later. I'll never say goodbye.